Today I'm going to be giving you the ultimate guide for the brand new operator Flores coming out with Crimson Heist in Rainbow Six Siege. I'll be teaching you everything you need to know about him for the basics and all the way to some very advanced tricks you can pull off with him. So let's get straight on into it, starting off with Flores' loadout. Flores is a 2-speed and 2-armor attacker. For his primaries, he's going to be bringing you the AR-33 or the SR-25, which is in fact a DMR. The AR-33 does appear on Thatcher's weapon, and the SR-25 does appear on Blackbeard's loadout. Now here, I think both weapons are fantastic. I have used a DMR and it is very viable to play on Flores. It has a rather slow ADS time, but it does make up for it in damage. However, I do know that the most popular choice here is going to be the AR-33. It appears on Thatcher's loadout, it's a fantastic assault rifle, and overall does a really solid job. His attachments are mainly going to come down to personal preference. However, if there's a few that I would recommend you to choose, I would go for the angle grip on the DMR and also the muzzle brake. Aside from that, for Thatcher's AR-33, I'd recommend and I would personally use a flash hider and an angle grip. For his secondary, Flores is going to be bringing the GSH-18, and that is a pistol commonly used with the Spetsnaz unit and operators such as Capcom. And Glaz again, another example. It is a solid pistol and will get the job done if needed. Then for his gadgets, he will offer you the stun grenade or the claymore. In this situation, I think it's going to come down to the map you're playing and your team's composition. If you need a claymore for the map like Consulate, for example, where there's a lot of runouts, a lot of people are going to be hopping out of windows, you need a claymore. I think it can be very useful to have in those situations, especially when you need it. If your team is already bringing a bit too many claymores than you need, I mean, who can ever have too many claymores? The amount of people that run out these days, you need a few more. Aside from that, the flashbangs are great for a little bit of utility wasting, and also if you're looking to push different players out of their position, gain a little bit of extra map control, for example on yellow stairs, if you're looking to edge someone out and gain a little bit of an advantage over them by flushing them out of their position or simply scaring them off. However, I would highly recommend you to take a look at your team's composition, what you're bringing and what's going to be best in this situation based on the map, where you're going to be pushing into, and based on the entry point. Now next up, we are going to be moving on to Flores' desired role. For Flores' role, and there are different roles in Siege such as an entry fragger, a support player, roamer and anchor. If you're looking to learn about them, there's a video in the top right with a card. But Flores is going to be a support player for me, and this is his only role, and here's why. Flores' ability, and we will be moving on to that very soon, so make sure you stick around. The ability is all about denying utility and simply using it up. By this I mean Flores has 4 of his ability drones, and this is going to allow him to take out a range of defender utility, from a deployable shield to a mirror window on a soft wall, even such as some barbed wire. You can very easily jump and lock onto different objects that are going to make it a lot easier for your team to enter. A support player's job is not only to guide the entry fragger in, but it is also to clear the way for them, clear the way for a hard breach potentially. What you need to do as a support player is make the site a lot easier to attack, which means removing utility, creating new angles, new entry points that you can actually enter into the site for. This is what your job is. And Flores will do exactly that when he is taking out utility with his drones, or even opening up a new angle on a soft wall, because his explosions are like a C4. His loadout too definitely means he should be playing as a support player and not as an entry fragger or any other role. He can absolutely crush any defending utility that's coming in its path, and that is why he's a fantastic support player, because that is their job. Removing utility makes it 10 times easier to attack. Next up, we are going to be moving on to Flores' ability, and if any of the tips have helped you out so far, be sure to drop a like on the video. Flores' ability is an RCE Rotero charge, but I'm going to be honest with you here. Let's just call it a drone with a C4 strapped on top of it, and it has a 10-second timer. As you heard, that is correct, it is going to have a 10-second timer on it. Essentially what you have here is a drone that is going to be constantly moving, you cannot stop it, you have to go forward, which makes it quite hard to drive when you're looking to do a little bit of a parkour trick. I'm going to be showing you that towards the end of the video. And on top of it, it's got a C4-like explosion onto it. You are going to do a lot of damage to players with it, it is possible to kill them, and on top of that, your explosion radius is going to be the exact same in a C4. If you chuck a C4 on a soft wall, you are going to have the exact same explosion with a Flores drone. You're going to have a 10-second timer on it, meaning that when the 10-second timer is up, your drone is going to go into its bulletproof mode where it cannot be shot out anymore, and then within 3 seconds it's going to detonate, and it will take out anything in its path. It isn't exactly hard to take out a defender with it, however, if they have any clue of what they're doing, they'll most likely be able to avoid it. However, there are a lot of situations where they get caught completely off guard. As a defender, when you're in the radius of it, you'll get many signals telling you that it's about to explode, even if you are in a soft wall too. You are able to jump when you are going to be using Flores' drone, which is extremely useful when you are going to be looking to lock onto something or utility and jump up onto a high place. What you can very easily do is jump up onto a high place, lock out, exit out of it, press escape on a keyboard to exit out of your ability very, very quickly. And once you have done that, what will happen is it will stop, it will go into the bulletproof mode, and it will begin to explode after a 3-second countdown. For the most part, you will be able to take out a ton of utility. You can take out something such as a deployable shield, barbed wire for example, even make a massive C4-like explosion in a soft wall. You can also take out a full-on mirror setup if it is on a soft wall too, which is very, very handy to know and use. There are a ton of other tricks with it. Now, how would I actually recommend you to use the drone in an in-game situation? Well, the Flores drone and his ability is crucial for taking out utility. However, you want to be targeting utility that's in your path, where your team is pushing forward and where you want to aim for. So I'd only recommend taking out utility that is going to be in your direction, because as a support player, your role and job is to take that out. Aside from that, I'd recommend targeting a large clump of utility, for example a barbed wire and ADS. If you find them together, that's a great use. On the other hand, if it is just going to be one barbed wire, it might not be the best use. Remember, you do have 4 of them, however. But again, it's all about the in-game situation and what's happening there that could be really useful in an alternate situation. The best advice I can give you is get the most bang for your buck. Some very common counters for Flores that you are going to need to know about are these. A defender can shoot out your drone when it's not in the bulletproof phase, where it's about to explode, so you can easily get it shot out. On top of that, a Mozzie pest can capture it and it will explode. However, he can't take control of it. Not only that, but a mute jammer can jam it as well. Electrified barbed wire will take it out on top of that too. And we also have a great counter here, which is taken out with an impact grenade or a C4 if you really want to. But be wary, because it will take it out. Aside from that, there are some very, very cool tricks you can pull off with Flores, and you need to know about them. First of all, you can actually pick up your Flores drone. If it's moving along, simply stop. Make sure you're not moving and pick it up. It's very easy to do so. You can also deploy multiple of them at the same time, which means you can have 4 of your Flores drones moving whilst you're moving too, which is great for using them as bait or simply sending multiple in one go. It can be really useful if you're looking to bait out a defender, if they're going to be thinking that you're on your drone trying to take them out. However, you're not, you're ready and waiting for them as that Flores drone is moving in as a decoy. Or just send multiple of them in. They don't always have to be in the same direction. You can put 4 on the go at once whilst you're not actually on the drone controlling it. Put 1 in one direction, a few in the other, and create a lot of chaos. A great parkour trick you can pull off on borders to get a kill on anyone who's holding armory lockers is to get your Flores drone up here, get it up onto the shelf like I've done through here, jump. When you are midway through, you need to make sure that you exit out of it so it's going to lock onto it, and you will be able to take them out in the corner. A full kill just from that. Now, you know everything you need to know about Flores. Be sure to drop a like on the video if it did help you out, and subscribe for more tips and tricks just like this one.